Are you looking for something to magnify the whiteboard or some presentation or something at a distance? You want something maybe that works with the equipment that you already have to keep the cost down? How about something super lightweight and portable? Well, I'm going to tell you about the CoaSt Distance Magnifier from Vision8 International in the UK.
Welcome to Irie-AT, Braille and Innovation.
A lot of people are curious what CoaSt stands for. It stands for Camera on a Stick. So this is the CoaSt from Vision8 International. So the CoaSt comes in a handy dandy little case, a protective carry case. Just unzip that, get into the insides, and with it you get the CoaSt itself. You get a optional clamp if you want to clamp it to a desk or something like that. And you also get a couple of other cords. Get an extension cord and then also a conversion cord. It plugs into a USB-C. So if all you have is a USB-A, then you have a converter that comes right there in the kit. So should be everything that you need to get going using your CoaSt with whatever device you want to use it with. So the CoaSt is a powerful distance camera. Besides being light and portable and lots of cool things, it's also quite useful. It's a 10x optical camera, and it'll work with an iPad, it'll work with Windows, it'll work with Mac, and soon it's going to also work with Android. So pretty much everything that you might have, it'll just plug right into the USB-C, it'll charge off of that, and give you, pretty much almost zero battery drain, and you'll have a distance camera that works very powerfully. 10x optical, 80x overall zoom that you get on this CoaSt camera. We'll get this out of the kit. Now we can clamp this to the desk if we wanted in a fixed position and put the device right in there. Move it around. I'll put that aside for now and just use the tripod mount. What you do is stick your finger at the bottom of the stand there, and it opens up and becomes the tripod. Just kind of handy. If that's enough height for you there, then you're good to go. But if you need more height, you can just lift that up, and then you can use that at quite a decent height and look over people's heads, that kind of deal. All right, let's get started using this baby. First, I'm going to plug the USB-C cord into my iPad. It has a USB plug on the new ones now. And I'm going to open up the Readit Lite software. The Readit Lite software comes included with the camera. And now I am viewing on the screen. I can zoom in digitally. I can also zoom in optically. Up to a 10x optical zoom. Quite a good zoom on this. Zooms in very quickly. Zooms back out. And you can see this goes in quite a ways. So once I'm zoomed in, I have a bunch of different options on here. There's on-screen icons to control everything on here. Starting on the left, I'm going to press this, and I get some themes. I can choose between a light and a dark theme. I can choose the size of the icons that I want. I can choose whether the icons should be on the bottom as they are now or up on the top. Gives me a few different options there. I can also, then moving over to the right from the far left, I can change the color contrast. I have some options to change it to there. I can also fine tune the contrast if I want to really sharpen it or make it fuzzier or whatever, depending on if you're getting fuzziness or you need a brighter contrast. Then coming over, we have some binoculars, and that'll do some different things with different cameras, but right now we're just doing the distance, so we'll focus on that. I'm going to skip over the next two for now. We'll get back to those and get to the snowflake. Snowflake, as you might imagine, I press that, and that freezes the image. So then wherever I move the camera, the image stays the same no matter how I move the camera. On freeze, so now I'm back to live camera mode. From this position, from the next icon over is my camera save button, so I can save an image, go back and retrieve that later. And I can also save videos, and that's really handy if you're in a presentation that's moving really fast and you just want to record it, get back to viewing it later. You can take stills from that, you can change the contrast, zoom in, everything. It just allows you to record it and have it so you can get to it later. Next over, we have the icon for the camera change button. I change that, there's me. Change it again and go back to something more pleasant. And on the far right, we have a little moon and stars. This allows us to change our light modes. So like right in here, I got kind of weird studio lighting, so I can change it perhaps to very light mode and I get a little bit better image. Just depending on where you are, you can change your light mode to whatever suits you best, whatever gives you the best image. And then there's even one that will get rid or will increase the frame rate, so you can turn it down and try to write under it or something like that. So one of the things that's super cool, I promised I'd go back to some of these icons. Two over to the right from the binoculars, there's a little kind of almost square thing with some dots on the corners. Now if you press on that, you're going to get an option to de-skew your image. Now that's not a good one here. I'm going to move over to my Einstein, zoom out. This Einstein's a little bit crooked. There we go. So, one of the things we like to do is to try to make things equal. And one of the ways to make things equal is to say, hey, low vision kids, you don't have to sit not only in the front row, but the center of the front row. This guy is going to lift up so you can see over people's heads. It also will de-skew, so if you're at the side, you can make things straight, and you don't always have to sit in the center of the row. Let me show you. I press that button, I get a red cross and a green check mark, and that'll turn this and that off. But I can take these circles and I'm going to just put them on the corners of the thing that's crooked that I want to make right again. There we go, get those on there. Then I will press the green arrow, or the green check mark. And there we are. Now it's like I'm sitting straight in front, looking straight at this. Doesn't matter if I'm sitting in the side of the classroom, the side of the room, whatever, I can straighten that image, make it look pretty cool here with the CoaSt distance camera. So another really cool feature about the CoaSt is that it'll help you keep your place when you're reading. So a lot of times you get zoomed in on something and then you're trying to read across, then how do you find your way back? Let me show you. I'm going to zoom in, and now I can zoom in with the digital zoom and move around, but you kind of can get lost in all this where am I stuff here. So I'm going to say this is where I want to have my margin right on the edge here. So I'm just going to long press, and it's going to give me, with a single finger, a long press, it's going to give me a vertical line. And now when I move along, that line will disappear. It'll go over to the left. It's still there if I come back to it. But I know it's there and it's set my margin. So now I got to the end, I want to go back. I'm just going to press with two fingers once on the screen, and that brings me all the way back to that line, back to my margin. It's a really cool feature with the CoaSt distance camera. So again, I'll move along here. I want to get back to my margin. Boom. When I want to get rid of that, I just long press on the icon and it's gone. If you'd like more information about the CoaSt distance camera, find that on our website at www.irie-at.com and sign up for the Irie-AT YouTube channel for trainings, tutorials, and other useful videos on the latest in Braille and low vision products.